What's up, everyone? Welcome to the May 3rd edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, you get one free month of Awesemo plus Platinum when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. Be sure to use the code Awesemo to receive a 100% first deposit bonus up to $100. We have an 11-game MLB slate tonight. As always, we're going to take a look at three of the top tournament options in three of the top tournament stacks and three of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on awesemo.com. Starting with the top three stacks, coming in at number 3, the Houston Astros are projected for a 7% chance of being tonight's top stack. They are projected for 7% aggregate ownership. Going up against Chris Flexen, they have a 4.7 implied run total. The Astros have been basically a league average offense so far this year. They have a 100 WRC plus, a 159 ISO. Flexen has only struck out 15.6% of hitters, but he has limited them to 0.75 home runs per 9 innings so far this year. He has a 4.2 xFIP as well. Number 2, the Los Angeles Angels, also projected for a 7% chance of being the top scoring stack on the slate and 7% aggregate ownership. The Angels are taking on Michael Wacha tonight in Boston. The Angels have a 4.5 implied run total. For the season, they have a 122 WRC plus, which leads all of baseball. They have a 170 ISO as well. We know the top of their order in particular is extremely dangerous, with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani leading the way. Taylor Ward's been hitting for power. Brandon Marsh is a promising prospect. They have Anthony Rendon. Jared Walsh has some power. So this is an offense that has been very good this year. They're facing a pitcher in Wacha who is pretty much an average pitcher. So far this year, a 3.95 xFIP, 0.89 home runs per 9 innings, and a 21.3% strikeout percentage. And number 1, the Colorado Rockies facing Eric Fedde tonight in Coors Field. The Rockies are projected for 14% aggregate ownership with a 14% chance of being the top scoring stack. The Rockies have a 111 WRC plus and 166 ISO so far this season. Fedde is off to a strong start for the Nats, 23.5% strikeout percentage, 3.45 xFIP, but he has allowed 1.5 home runs per 9, and this is, of course, a negative park shift for Fedde going into Colorado. Looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers on DraftKings, number 3, Tyler Mahle, projected for 8% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He is $6,900 taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Mahle so far this season has struck out 23.5% of the hitters that he has faced with a 3.98 xFIP. The Brewers have been below average offensively with a 92 WRC plus and an elevated 25% strikeout percentage. Number 2, Alec Manoa, projected for 14% ownership with a 16% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. He has a difficult matchup with the New York Yankees, who have been very solid offensively. This season, they've been an above average offense, a 122 WRC plus, 22.2% strikeout percentage for the Yankees. But Manoa does have good strikeout stuff. Through his first 4 starts this year, he struck out 25% of hitters, and he's not projected for all that much ownership at $9,700. And number 1, Carlos Rodon, in a difficult matchup against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers have a 118 WRC plus and only a 21.7% strikeout percentage this year. But Carlos Rodon's been absolutely fantastic through his first 4 starts. He has struck out 43.2% of hitters. He has a 2.19 xFIP, and he's $10,000. So while he is getting 21% ownership here, he is at this point one of the best pitchers in baseball and has a 22% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks tonight on DraftKings: number 3, the Houston Astros; number 2, the Los Angeles Angels; number 1, the Colorado Rockies. And the top 3 pitchers on DraftKings: number 3, Tyler Mahle; number 2, Alec Manoa; and number 1, Carlos Rodon.